Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. I'm Rick Olson and we're getting ready to bring you Colfax High School Viking Girls Basketball. Tonight, the 10-4 Colfax Vikings, who are 6-2 in the Dunn-St Croix Conference, are getting ready for what may turn out to be a critical Dunn-St Croix Conference matchup as they take on the unbeaten in conference at 9-0 Elk Mound Mounders, who are 15-1 overall. The Vikings are coming off a 66-33 domination over the Spring Valley Cardinals on Tuesday, while the Mounders are coming off a 71-30 trouncing of the Boyceville Bulldogs also on Tuesday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Mounders and the Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Then we'll take a quick look around the Dunn-St Croix Conference to see where things currently stand. Following that, we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
You need some help?
Your toe chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's girls basketball game between the unbeaten in the conference Elk Mound Mounders and the 6-2 Colfax Vikings. The Vikings are coming off a 66-33 victory over the Spring Valley Cardinals on Tuesday, while the Mounders kept their undefeated record intact by knocking off the Boyceville Bulldogs 71-30 also on Tuesday. Now, in that win over Spring Valley, the Vikings played with high energy throughout the game and were able to get some meaningful playing time for the entire Viking roster. The Viking in-your-face defense kept the Cardinals from getting their offense untracked throughout the entire game. Leading the way for the Vikings in that victory was junior Jordan Bovey, who, although pretty quiet in the first half, erupted for 17 of her 19 points in the second half. She finished with 7 field goals and went 5 for 5 from the free throw line.
To Hajdukovic at the top of the key, feeds it into the lane to Bovey, who got it to go up and in.
Bovey was followed by senior Kaysen Goodell and freshman Lyric Nichols, who each scored 13 points. Goodell hit on 5 field goals and went 3 for 5 from the free throw line.
Goodell at the top of the key, takes it into the lane, lays it up, puts it in.
Yeah, holes opening up for Colfax right now.
Nichols hit on her season high by nailing 6 field goals, including a 3-pointer.
Goodell to Nichols. Nichols puts up the 3. She hit the 3! Lyric Nichols with the 3, and the Vikings take a 9-4 lead.
Bryn Sikora picked up 10 points by scoring on 4 field goals and going 2 for 2 from the charity stripe.
To Sikora, her shot got partially blocked. She got it back though, puts it up and puts it in.
Good second
Bryn
effort.
Sikora showing some stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, good second effort by Colfax.
Tonight, the Vikings will continue their Dunn-St Croix Conference play by taking on the Elk Mound Mounders. Now, earlier this season, the Mounders defeated the Vikings in a defensive battle 46-24 back on December 13th. The Mounders are currently sporting an undefeated 9-0 Dunn-St Croix Conference record and are 15-1 overall. Elk Mound so far this season is reaping the benefits of balanced scoring, with 4 players scoring at or near double digits per game. Currently, they're being led by 5'11 junior Allie Roble, who's scoring nearly 12 points per game while shooting 46% from the floor. She's being followed by 5'11 senior Allie Roeder, who's hitting on 53% of her shots from the floor while adding nearly 11 points per game. 5'7 senior Ellie Shizik is adding another 10-plus points per game, while 5'6 junior Isabella Kongshog pitches in just under 10 more. On the boards, look for Roble to lead the way as she's averaging 8.5 rebounds per game. Now, the Vikings so far this season are being led in scoring by Jordan Bovey, who's averaging nearly 16 points per game. She's being followed by senior Kaysen Goodell, who's averaging 12.5 points per game. Bryn Sikora and Sierra Shipman are each contributing an average of 9.5 points per game. On the boards, Sikora is pulling down over 6 rebounds per game, while Shipman and Goodell are each grabbing just under 6. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, in just a few minutes, the Vikings are going to take on the Dunn-St. Croix Conference leading Elk Mound Mounders. But before we get to that game on Tuesday, the Vikings pretty much dominated the Spring Valley Cardinals 66-33. Your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I think I wasn't there to see it since I was home taking care of my sick children, but I was really impressed from watching online. I thought we passed the ball really well. I thought our defense was excellent. You could tell, Jordan and Kaysen really fought through, the ball screens and the handoffs to not let, their kids have an easy look at the basket. Everybody did a great job being in their help positions, especially when the Houlihan girl had the ball. And overall, I thought it was just, really great team defense. And we also, played really good offense too.
Now, in that game, it seemed like it was a chance for the Vikings to showcase some of their skills with 29 rebounds, 13 assists, and shooting 75% from the line. As you've mentioned in the past, those are some of the keys to winning basketball. Do you feel that the Vikings are coming into their own?
Yeah, I think we've, hopefully had some games now to develop some of that confidence and, we're good enough to play with anybody, but we just have to make sure that we show up night in and night out and do those things. So it's always good to have, games where it seems like everything's the rebounds and every choice you make seems to be the right choice. So hoping we can build off of that going into our game against Elk Mound.
Now, once again, the Vikings in-your-face defense came up with 17 steals, and that actually prevented the Cardinal offense from establishing any kind of consistency. Your comments about that?
Yeah, like I said, I think they each, took pride in their own individual defense and wanted to make things happen. And then part of that too is once you have, the steal to make good decisions in transition. I know that's something that we have struggled with in certain games. So I was impressed with Tuesday's game.
Now, tonight the Vikings are taking on the unbeaten in the conference Elk Mound Mounders, a team that the Vikings battled with in a defensive struggle back in December. What can you tell us about the Mounders?
Yeah, they're a great team. There's no, doubt about it. They're, they've been through it all. They have a good group of, upperclassmen who know what they're doing.
It seems like the problem that they present is they have 4 girls who average double digits in scoring, and if you do a good job on defense to shut down one of them, the others seem to step up. So what's it going to take to turn the tide this time around?
You know, I thought our first time we played them, our defense was excellent. It really was. We just struggled to score. So we have to, you know, keep up that defensive intensity while also, you know, putting the ball in the basket this time.
Yeah, and you got off to a hot start last time around, and then all of a sudden the glacier came through and froze everybody, and nobody was hot. And maybe if you can just keep up that first 5 minutes for the rest of it.
Yeah. I think we went 19 minutes without scoring. You know, we had some good looks at the hoop. They just didn't fall. But against good teams that, you know, you can't do that. So, you know, we just have to continue to get those high percentage shots and put the ball in the basket. But it's going to take great defense again to even give us a chance. So,
Well, Coach Gerard, good luck on tonight's game. Maybe this time around, those Vikings can pull off the upset.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The Dunn-St. Croix Conference had a full slate of games back on Tuesday. Taking a look at the result from Tuesday's conference action, we find the Vikings topping the Spring Valley Cardinals 66-33. The Elk Mound Mounders defeated the Boyceville Bulldogs 71-30. The Elmwood Plum City Wolves were toppled by the Durand, Arkansas Panthers 63-21, and the Mondovi Buffaloes defeated the Glenwood City Hilltoppers 68-27. Now that leaves the Dunn-St. Croix Conference standings as follows. In first place are the unbeaten at 9-0 Elk Mound Mounders. 2 games back in second place are the Durand, Arkansas Panthers at 7-2, while the Colfax Vikings are sitting in third at 6-2, just 2.5 games out. In fourth place, we find the Mondovi Buffaloes at 6-3 and 3 games off the pace, while fifth place sees a tie between the Boyceville Bulldogs and the Spring Valley Cardinals. Both teams have 2-6 records and are 6.5 games back. Seventh place finds the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, while the Elmwood Plum City Wolves are in 8th. Tonight, the Dunn-St. Croix Conference again has a complete slate of conference play. In addition to the Vikings hosting the Elk Mound Mounders, we find the Durand, Arkansas Panthers welcoming the Glenwood City Hilltoppers. It will be the Elmwood Plum City Wolves journeying to Boyceville to take on the Boyceville Bulldogs, while the Spring Valley Cardinals will play host to the Mondovi Buffaloes. Now tonight, the Vikings are looking to show that although Elk Mound came out on top last time these two teams met, the Vikings can play right with the Mounders and pull off the upset. The Vikings will need to bring their in-your-face defense as well as continue to improve their shooting if they hope to defeat the Mounders. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-TV. Now in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew at Colfax High School as we will bring you all the action of tonight's girls game between the Colfax Vikings and the Elk Mound Mounders. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-TV.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Girls Basketball is on the air.
Back over to Sierra Shipman. She spins at the top of the key, takes it into the lane, lays it up and puts it in. Sierra Shipman with her first 2 points of the night.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-TV, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Girls Basketball.
Then over to the left side to Jordan, lays it up and puts it in.
Join us as we follow the Vikings as they battle their way through the Dunn-St Croix Conference.
To Goodell from three, she'd hit the three!
And now, out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
Now we got our power back, and we'll get our camera back here in just a moment. And there we go. As Sweet Caroline plays in the background. Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow. And we're getting ready to bring you Colfax Viking Girls Basketball as the Vikings take on the conference-leading Elk Mound Mounders. Mounders come into tonight's game with a 9-0 conference record. They're 15-1 overall. Vikings 6-2 in the Dunn-St Croix Conference, and they're 10-4 overall. In fact, Dan, why don't you fill us in on who's playing in tonight's game?
There's the starters for the Elk Mound Mounders. They're going to go with junior number 2, Allie Robel. Junior number 4, Isabel Kongshog. Senior number 5, Ellie Shizik. Senior number 13, Allie Roeder. And senior number 41, Haley Meyer. For the Colfax Vikings, they're going to go with senior number 4, Kason Goodell. Junior number 12, Jordan Bovey. Junior number 30, Sierra Shipman. Junior number 34, Bryn Sikora. And junior number 44, Clara Hajdukovic.
That back on. There we go. You know, Dan, earlier this year, back in December, the Mounders knocked off the Vikings by roughly right around 20 points, but it was a real defensive struggle. Vikings held the Mounders in the 40s, and Vikings couldn't get a shot to drop. As I look through the numbers, and you know, you play the game on the floor, you don't play it on paper, but when I look at the numbers, these two teams actually match up really, really well. For the Mounders, they have 4 girls. 4 of their 5 starters are all scoring right near double digits, led by Allie Robel, just under 12 points per game, then Roeder at 11, Shizik with just over 10, and just under 10 is Isabella Kongshog. And for the Vikings, their top 4 are right in the same boat. Jordan Bovey at just about 16 points per game. Kason Goodell over 12. Bryn Sikora and Sierra Shipman both right around that 10-point per game mark. The Mounders have 1 girl who's a serious threat from the outside. That's Isabella Kongshog, shooting just under 39% from three-point range. Whereas the Vikings have 2, Kason Goodell and Bryn Sikora, shooting 34% from three-point range. And so the matchup is pretty good. This could be a very interesting game tonight.
Yeah, Elk Mound likes to get out and run, and they're going to want to try to get out and get a jump on Colfax here. But Colfax has to get back on defense, play good defense, and try to keep those turnovers to a minimum. They can get a little lazy on their passes, and they got to make sure they're crisp and don't let Elk Mound get any easy points.
Now coming up following the national anthem, or it might be right before the national anthem, they're going to do a special presentation because Colfax and Elk Mound have a co-op for high school golf, and the girls golf team, Isabella Kongshog, for both Colfax and Elk Mound, is a two-time defending state champion, and they're going to reveal her name up on the wall of champions here in Colfax.
Yeah, golf, you said, right?
I did say golf,
hey.
Dan. Sit down, Dan. They haven't opened the courses here yet.
I took a peek when I drove by tonight, though.
I'll bet you were thinking that they might be able to open it up.
Yeah.
Now we'll send it down to the scores table.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court. Along with her teammates, this young woman has helped lead Colfax Elk Mound Girls Golf to their first ever conference championships in 2023 and 2024, and their first ever regional championship in 2024. Not only did she help the Colfax Elk Mound golf team achieve success, she, as an individual athlete, has accomplished a feat that is nothing short of amazing. Tonight, we are privileged to have the opportunity to recognize a young woman whose commitment, work ethic, and passion for the game of golf has allowed her to reach the ultimate goal of a high school athlete. Along with her parents, Jordan and Annie Kongshog, and her coach, Ryan Kroll, please help me recognize the three-time state qualifier, 2024 first team all-state selection, and your 2023 and 2024 Division II Girls Golf State Champion, Belle Kongshog.
Bella Kongshog. She's a Mounder tonight, but she's a combined Viking Mounder golfer. And so now her name is listed on the banner of individual champions. Now we'll send it back down to the scores.
Would everyone please remain standing if able. Remove your hats and place your hand over your heart to honor the flag, as the national anthem is played by Colfax High School Pep Band. representing the Elk Mound Mounders. And your Colfax Viking. Introducing the starters for the Mounders. Number 2, junior, Allie Rummel. Number 4, junior, Ella Concha. Number 5, senior, Ellie Shizik. Number 13, senior, Abby Roder. And number 41, senior, Haley Meyer. The Mounders are led by head coach, Jordan Concha. And now the starting lineup for your Colfax Vikings. Senior, Mason Goodell. Number 12, junior, Jordan Colby. Number 30, junior, Sierra Jeffen. Number 34, junior, Bryn Sikora. And number 44, junior, Clara Ayukovic. Tonight, Colfax High School sophomore Addie Acker would like to remind coaches, players, and fans what it means to be a good sport.
At Colfax High School, sportsmanship is an expectation, so please let the players play, the coaches coach, let the officials officiate, and let the spectators be positive. Thank you fans, players, and coaches for letting your sportsmanship show. Have fun watching us play.
So this Addie Acker does the sportsmanship announcement for the Vikings. The Mounders are on the floor. That's Robo, Kongshog, Shizik, Roder, and Mayer. And jumping center is Haley Mayer. For the Vikings out there, the usual 5, Goodell, Bovey, Shipman, Sikora, and Hajdukovic. And Clara Hajdukovic to jump center for the Vikings. And they're waiting for just a moment while the pep band clears their equipment out of the corner so that nobody ends up flying into a bass drum.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it's such a rat-a-tat-tat. And now we're ready. The official steps into the center circle. Ball goes up, and the tip controlled by the Vikings. Goodell brings it through the center C on the floor. Feeds it over to the right side to Sikora. Drives into the lane, spins, stops, turns, puts it up, and puts it in. Bryn Sikora draws first blood for the Vikings. Coming down the floor is Shizik. She feeds it off to Roder. And then it goes over to Kongshog. Back out high to Shizik. To Kongshog at the free throw line. Out to Roder. Roder over to Shizik. Then to Kongshog. Roder with it. Feeds it over to the left side. Down along the baseline is Shizik. Gets it back out to Roble. Then to Kongshog. Down underneath to Meyer. She feeds it back out to Roder. Roder gets it back out high, and they get it over to Kongshog. They swing it back around to the near side. This is Shizik on the drive at the free throw line. Ball gets knocked away. Vikings come up with it. And coming down the floor is Goodell. Goodell drives the right baseline. Feeds it over to Hajdukovic. Puts it up. She put it in. Clara Hajdukovic with 2. 4-0, Vikings on top. Shizik feeds it over to Roder, drives into the lane, hands it off to Roble, who puts it up and in. Mounders are on the board. Goodell with it. She comes up across the timeline, down the left side. She gets double teamed there, and ball gets taken away, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Mounders. Allie Roble to inbound for the Mounders. And she gets it into Shizik. Brings it across the timeline. Shizik feeds it over to the near side to Kongshog. Back out high, that's Roder. She drives down, puts it up, and got fouled. Ball did not go in, but she drew the foul
Foul's going to be a number 12.
Jordan Bovey drew the first foul. First foul on anybody tonight. And it's going to send Allie Roeder to the line for 2. 4-2, Vikings on top. First shot is up, it's good. And the second shot is up, and it's also good. So we're tied at 4. Vikings inbound the ball. Full court pressure being put on by the Mounders. They get it over to Bovey. Takes it across the timeline to Goodell between the circles. Over to the left side to Shipman. Then down to Bovey in the corner on the left side. Back out high to Goodell. Goodell over to Hajdukovic. She gets it over to Bovey, out to Shipman. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Mounders. Down the floor comes Shizik. She's on the right side, high, wide, and right. Takes it to the free throw line, feeds it down underneath. Shot goes up and in. That was by Haley Meyer. And it's 6-4. Mounders on top. Goodell feeds it to Bovey. Bovey over into the right corner to Shipman. Shipman out to Sikora. Thought about the 3, didn't take it. Ball's loose on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball. That'll be Viking ball.
Yeah, Colfax trying to run their offense, and Elk Mound's just kind of getting in their way right now.
Kaysen Goodell to inbound it for the Vikings. Looking for somewhere to go. Feeds it in to Bovey. Lost the handle, kicks it out to Sikora, puts up the 3. She hit the 3! Bryn Sikora with the 3. 7-6, Vikings back on top. Shizik across the timeline, feeds it over to the right side to Roeder. Roeder down underneath, pass gets knocked away, loose, picked up by the Vikings, and Kaysen Goodell comes down the floor. Gets it down to Bovey, she lays it up and puts it in. 9-6, Vikings on top. Roeder with it, takes it down, feeds it over to Robo. Now they get it back out high to Shizik, high, wide, and left. She puts it to the floor, takes it to the free throw line. Jump shot from there, no good. Rebound tipped around, and the Mounders come away with it. Shizik has it down in the left corner. She dribbles back out high, top of the key, to Roeder, or Robo. Then they get it over to Conchog. Now back to Roeder. The free throw line into the lane, puts it up, and it rolls in. Vikings 9, Mounders 8. Just under 14 minutes to go in the first half. Goodell on the dribble. Feeds it over to the right side to Shipman. Down into the corner to Bovey. Back out high to Hajdukovic to Goodell. Goodell to Bovey. Then to Hajdukovic on the right side. Out to Goodell, then over to Sikora. Sikora to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic's pass just kind of went a little bit out of control as she threw it in, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah, trying to hit Bovey, cutting through, and just was ahead of her a little bit.
So the Mounders bring it down the floor. Into the game is Lyric Nichols for the Vikings. And the shot goes up, and there was a foul called. Putting the shot up was Allie Roeder.
Number 12 on the foul.
And that's Jordan Bovey with her second team foul. First shot is up, it's good. Layla Hurlbert checking in.
Allie Roeder's 3 for 3 from the line tonight.
Second shot, make it 4 for 4. Goodell with the ball for the Vikings. Still full court pressure being put on by the Mounders. Feeds it into the forecourt to Sikora. Takes it into the lane. Kicks it back out to Nichols. Then to Sikora. Puts up the 3. No! Off the back of the iron. And the Mounders come away with it. Mounders on top, 10-9. Roeder with it. Takes it into the lane. Feeds it underneath to Robo. And she missed the shot, but she drew the foul. And I believe it's going to be on Sikora. It is. Third foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, Ali Roble is just a little quicker right now.
Roble at the line. First shot's up. It's good. Second shot up. That's also good. 12-9, Mounders by 3. Kaysen Goodell on the dribble. Takes it over to the left, now comes back through the center circle. She's between the circles, feeds it over to the left side to Nichols. Nichols got the ball tapped away, but it's a foul on Ali Roble. That's the first foul on Roble, first foul on the Mounders. So the Vikings will have it on the side. Shipman to inbound, gets it into Goodell. Goodell over to Hurlburt. Hurlburt takes it to the top of the key to Shipman on the left. Back over to the right to Sikora. Sikora on the dribble between the circles. To Goodell. Goodell takes it to the right side. Feeds it to Sikora. Sikora with a spin move, takes it down to the baseline. Turns at the baseline, looking for somewhere to go. And the ball got tipped. They're saying it went off a Shipman.
Yeah, good job by Elk Mound there to seal that baseline off, and Sikora didn't have anywhere to go.
Hajdukovic checks back in for the Vikings. Shizik feeds it over to the near side to Kongshog. Back out high to Roeder. She puts the shot up. It's no good. And drew the foul. One of the things the Mounders do, and this is going to be a foul on Goodell, her first, is they drive right to the basket, and they draw a lot of fouls by doing exactly that. First shot is up and good by Ali Roeder.
Yeah, she's got that little extra boost right now, and Colfax have a tough time blocking her off.
13-9.
She's 6 for 6 from the line tonight.
Next shot is up. It's good. 14-9. Nichols with it. She put it to the floor and then picked up the dribble, but Kaysen Goodell came over and got it. Goodell takes it across the timeline, spins at the top of the key, into the lane, puts a shot up. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by the Mounders. They feed it ahead to Roeder, and the ball's loose on the floor. Vikings pick it up. Goodell with it, right through the C. To Sikora. Feeds it to Hajdukovic. She tried to go up and got fouled.
Foul's on 33.
So that's a foul on Claire Ruff for the Mounders. It's her first second team foul. Clara Hajdukovic at the line. First shot's up off the back of the iron. Second shot on the way. That one's off the back of the iron as well. Sikora comes down with a rebound, and we got a whistle and a foul on the floor. And that foul is going to be on Ali Roble. That'll be the second foul on Roble, third foul on the Mounders. And checking in quickly is Bella Kongshog. Well, I'm glad to see the Mounders get confused about the same thing I do. They sent her in for Roble, and Roeder tried to come out. And they're both named Allie. Goodell feeds it over to Shipman, who drives into the lane. She got fouled on the way in. That's going to be the fourth foul on the Mounders. That's a foul on Allie Roeder. It's her first. So Sikora to inbound the ball. Feeds it into Shipman in the right corner. She dribbles into the lane. Tries to get it out to the left side. Nichols picked it up. Then to Shipman. Shipman gets it out to Goodell. Goodell to Hajdukovic between the circles. She takes it down to the baseline. Feeds it out to Nichols. Three-pointer on the way is off the glass. No good. Rebound by Sikora. She tried to feed it down underneath, and it got intercepted by the Mounders.
That should have been one Sikora should have just put up.
Shizik with it, takes it into the lane, feeds it out to Roeder. Roeder over to the far side, driving down, ball goes out of bounds as Garnett had the ball. Went off the Vikings, so Roeder to inbound. Feeds it in to Shizik. Shizik on the right side, takes it into the lane, jump shot, rolls off, no good. Sikora with a tough rebound. And Goodell across the timeline. Goodell to Hajdukovic. Back to Goodell on the left side. Nichols has it, gets it over to Hajdukovic. A little bit of a collision there, but Hajdukovic got the ball. Sikora to Goodell. To Nichols, high, wide, and left. Takes it down to the baseline. Tries to feed it to Hajdukovic. Ball still in bounds. Hajdukovic saves it in, but right into the Mounders. Roeder with it, takes it down the floor, and we're going to get a whistle and a blocking foul on Goodell. That, though, Dan, is one of those that sometimes you classify as a good foul because it kept her from getting the layup.
Yeah, both defenses playing tough right now.
That's the second foul on Goodell, fifth foul on the Vikings. Allie Roeder at the line, the first shot's good.
She's 9 for 9 from the charity stripe tonight.
Those are all of her 9 points. Second shot, that's also good. So she's gone double digits tonight, and it's all free throws. Ball comes in to Bovey. She brings it down across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman on the right side. She drives the right baseline, tries to feed it along the baseline, and it's out of bounds. They're saying that the Mounders never touched it. And Coach Serrar is wondering, why are you guys so eager to make that baseline pass? That's 3 times in a row it hasn't worked.
Yeah, you got to be patient when you're playing Elk Mound.
Driving in is Roeder. Her shot's no good. Coming down with it is Shipman. She gives it to Goodell. Goodell down the right side. Now back out between the circles. Over to the left side to Shipman. Shipman drives to the top of the key. Gives to Sikora. Over to Goodell. Goodell into the lane, puts it up. Ball got blocked out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. (16-9). Mounders up by 7. Pass comes in to Goodell. She pivots and gets it out to Sikora. Back out to Bovey to Hajdukovic. Back to Bovey on the right side. Back out to Goodell between the circles. She's directing traffic. Feeds it over to the right side to Shipman. Then to Sikora at the top of the key. Over to Goodell on the left. Goodell to Hajdukovic. Then over to Bovey. Bovey driving down the baseline. She puts it up. It won't go in. Rebound taken down by Roble for the Mounders. They feed it down the floor. Mayer puts it up and in.
Haley Mayer has 4 points tonight.
18-9. Mounders up by 9. Hajdukovic feeds it over to Bovey. Bovey to Sikora. To Goodell. Goodell out to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic back to Shipman. Shipman on the dribble. Gets it to Sikora at the top of the key. She backs up. Gets it to Goodell. Goodell dribbles it out to the top of the key. Hands it off to Sikora. Sikora over to the left side to Bovey. Bovey feeds it out to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic on the dribble. Gets it over to Shipman. Shipman takes it to the free throw line to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic thought about taking the three, takes it down to the baseline. Now gets it out to Sikora, puts up the three, no. And the Mounders come away with it. Dan, there's a lot of one and dones for the Vikings.
Yeah, tight defense by Elk Mound. Nothing open for Colfax right now.
Goodell with the ball at the top of the key. To Shipman on the left. Back out high to Hajdukovic. Now Goodell spins, gets it over to Sikora, to Bovey. Bovey tries to feed it into Sikora. Ball got knocked away by Roble. She drives in, puts it up, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on Bovey. I think that's a third on Bovey. It's also the 6th on the Vikings.
Yeah, Bovey just didn't get set long enough. She tried to get there, but she's a split second late.
Allie Robo with the first shot. It's good.
Elk Mound is 11-11 from the line.
Make it 12 for 12. And the Vikings want to talk it over. It's 20-9 with 6:38 to go, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit DairyStateBank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Back here at Colfax High School, Mounders have opened up a 20-9 leading. And Dan, you were just saying the Mounders are 12 for 12 from the line?
Yeah, you know, they're just a little quicker than Colfax, and Colfax has to react, and they're drawing the fouls.
You keep them off the line, the Vikings are leading this game. So Goodell with the ball across the timeline. She's over on the left side. Feeds it back over to the right side to Nichols. Nichols back out to the top of the key over to Goodell. Goodell between the circles. Takes it to the left. Down into the lane to Sikora. We have a whistle and a foul on the floor. And that's going to be a foul on Isabella Kongshog. It's her first 15 foul on the Mounders. Pass comes in to Goodell on the left. Ball got tipped away, but she chases it down. Feeds it over to the right side to Nichols. Nichols back out high to Shipman. Shipman over to Sikora. Sikora on the left. Lost the handle. Throws it in right into the feet of the Mounders, but they get the handle on it. Coming down the floor is Shizik. She's got a high, wide, and right. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to the near side to Kongshog. Then down underneath, and they get it to Meyer. The shot goes up, no good. Rebound by Robo, and she fought her way back up to put it in, 22-9. Kaysen Goodell with the ball. Gets it across the timeline. Takes it into the lane, lays it up, overlaid it. Came a little bit too hard, put it off the glass too hard. Mounders right back down the floor. And Kongshog put up the three. And again, the Vikings want to talk it over as they're trailing 25-9 with 5:14 to go. You're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Back here at Colfax High School. Kind of a bittersweet game tonight as the Vikings are trailing 25-9, as this is the final Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup between the Mounders and the Vikings. Mounders go to a different conference next year. They are still going to play each other, but it won't be a conference matchup. Goodell feeds it over to Shipman on the right side to Sikora. Sikora to Goodell between the circles. Over to the left side to Nichols. Back out high to Hajdukovic. Then to Goodell. Goodell takes it to the top of the key. Now backs up a little bit. Gets it over to Shipman. Puts up the three. No, it won't go. Rebound. And we're going to get a foul called underneath on Allie Roeder.
That'll be your second.
And that's the 6th foul. So both teams will be in the bonus for the remainder of the first half. Shipman looking to inbound the ball. Gets it over to Sikora. Back to Shipman. Takes it into the lane. Gets it out high to Nichols. Over to Hajdukovic. To Goodell on the left side. To Nichols on the right. To Shipman. Tries to get it to Goodell as she was driving down the side of the lane. Gets it out to Sikora on the left. To Goodell. Goodell at the top of the key. Over to Sikora, puts up the three. No. Air ball that time. And the ball will go over to the Mounders.
Yeah, good defense by number 4, Isabel Conchard, to just make Sikora shoot a little off.
Layla Hurlbert back into the lineup for the Vikings. Ellie Shizik with the ball coming across the timeline for the Mounders. Feeds it over to the right side. And now they get it back over to the left. Shizik puts up the three and she drained it. 28-9. Goodell with the ball. She takes it over to the left side. Gets it over to Sikora and then back to Hurlbert. To Shipman, to Goodell, to Nichols. Nichols feeds it over to Goodell. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Ellie Shizik, I believe. So that should put the Vikings to the line for the 1-and-1. It's first foul on Shizik, 7th team foul. So Case and Goodell at the line. First shot on the way, it's good. And the second shot is up. That one's no good. Mounders have it, high wide right. They feed it down underneath to Roth, and the ball gets taken away by the Vikings. Down the floor comes Shipman. Hands it off to Hurlbert, out to Goodell. Goodell between the circles, trying to direct traffic. Hurlbert comes up to the high post. Goodell gets it to her. Ball gets knocked away, but Goodell picks it up. Over to Sikora on the left side. Back out to the top of the key to Nichols. Nichols over to Shipman. To Goodell, three-pointer off the backboard, no good. Putback shot is up and in by Nichols. 28-12, Vikings trail by 16. 2:27 to go in the first half. Coming into the lane, shot by Roeder. She got fouled as she was going up with it.
That's going to be a 34 for Colfax.
Bryn Sikora with her second personal. 7th team foul on the Vikings. Clara Hajdukovic back in. Layla Hurlbert takes a seat. Free throw is up and good.
13 for 13 from the line. 12 for 12 for her.
And now it's 14 for 14.
They're 100% from the free throw line tonight.
30-12. An 18-point difference in this game. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Feeding it down underneath to Sikora. She puts it up and crawls in. 30-14.
7 points for Sikora.
Roeder with it, drives in and puts it up and in. Vikings can't afford to trade baskets with him now. They need to go on a bit of a run. Goodell with the ball between the circles. And the ball gets taken away by Shizik. Down the floor she comes. She puts it up. We're going to get a whistle and a foul on Goodell. Shot was no good.
That's Kaysen's third foul.
I want to remind you that coming up on Monday, we have Viking girls basketball. First shot's up and good. As they will travel over to River Falls to take on the Division II River Falls Wildcats. Pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play. Second shot. Holy cow, Dan, they missed a free throw.
They are 15 for 16 from the line.
Shipman takes it across the timeline. Now they feed it down to Sikora, and we're going to get a foul. I think it's going to be on Kongshog. It is.
That'll be her second.
And it's going to put Bryn Sikora at the line for the 1-on-1. First shot is up. It's no good. Rebound chased down into the corner. And coming away with it is Roeder. She spins, she drives, gets it back out to Shizik, and from somewhere out in the parking lot, she launched that three-pointer.
She has 7 points, 2 threes.
Nichols has it, feeds it over to Sikora. Sikora gets it out to the top of the key to Hajdukovic, and they're going to say she traveled. 36-14.
Yeah, I think she stepped on Haley Meyer's foot just a little bit, and that made it travel.
Shizik has the ball. They feed it over to the right side to Roeder. Shot goes up. It was blocked by Hajdukovic. And then went out of bounds, so it'll still be Mounder ball. Nice block that time by Clara Hajdukovic.
Yeah, Allie Roeder's just got this extra little step right now, beating Colfax girls.
Shizik has the ball, takes it to the free throw line, stops in the lane, puts a shot up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Sikora, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Vikings feed it over to the right side to Nichols. To Hurlbert, back over to the left side to Shipman. Shipman over to Nichols. Nichols back to Shipman, 10 seconds remaining. And the ball gets taken away, and we're going to get a foul called on the Vikings.
I think it'll be on 30.
That's on Sierra Shipman.
It wasn't much, it was just a little.
No, and there was a lot more contact down there before they whistled that foul. And again, Allie Roeder at the line. She hasn't missed yet tonight. And she still hasn't.
I'm running out of spots on the paper here for free throws for Allie Roeder.
And the next shot is up. It's good. That one tempted us.
15 for 15 just for Allie Roeder.
And the shot goes up. It's no good. And we've reached halftime. Score at halftime. The Elk Mound Mounders 38, Vikings 14. And you're tuned to Viking basketball. Stay tuned. We've got Viking halftime coming up on NLWN-TV.
get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know about Layla Hurlbert. And Layla, you are a junior here at Colfax?
Yes.
Okay. And we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I started the school newspaper.
Very good. And what do they call the school newspaper?
The Viking Post.
Okay. When did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
I think third grade, and it's been really good. My favorite sport, for sure.
Okay. What's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
Communication and teamwork.
It's pretty critical trying to run those plays on the floor if you're not communicating with each other.
Yeah.
And it's not always verbal, is it?
No. Okay. Eye contact.
Okay. So when you're not playing basketball, you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you busy or occupied?
I do stuff on the farm, and I work at Fleet Farm, too.
Okay. All right. Now here's our trademark question.
Okay.
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
Which kind?
Pecan.
Oh, good choice. Yeah. Hot dog, burger, or brats?
Brat.
And what do you want on that brat?
Everything.
Everything. Kraut, too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just the way I like them. Yeah, load them up. Favorite color and why?
Green. I like summer. I like just how it looks on trees and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, we do Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. One of the most amazing greens is when we're up in the press box looking down at the field, and that ballpark is just, yeah, I can understand your love of green. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be?
Speed.
Okay, super speed. And so if you have super speed, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Layla's superhero name?
Speedy Layla.
Speedy Layla. I can live with that one. Your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
The Bucks.
Okay, how about a college team?
Badgers.
All right. If you could sit down with a sports personality from any time in history, any sport, whatever, that you could just sit down and pick their brain and maybe have a meal together or something, who do you think that might be?
Giannis.
Okay, and what about Giannis would interest you?
He's really funny, and he comes from a different country, which is pretty cool.
Okay, all right. So we're talking with Layla Hurlbert today on Viking Profile, and what are your plans for after high school?
I'm going to school for journalism, probably at Eau Claire CVTC for my generals, and I'm not quite sure from there, but we'll see.
Okay, how about a shout out to the family?
Shout out Dad, Mom, Emma, my other siblings, too many to name.
Okay, and so when people watch Viking games, where should they look for you on the floor?
Number 14, hopefully not on the bench, but I can't promise that. Maybe on the bench.
And look for those fancy new shoes.
Yeah, fancy new pink shoes too.
Okay. All right. And we want to thank Layla Hurlbert for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
And welcome back to Colfax High School as we're getting ready to start the second half. 38-14, Mounders with the lead. Mounders aren't probably feeling real secure yet, even though they have a big lead, because their boys had a big lead just like this last night and ended up losing to Durand, Arkansas. So maybe the Vikings can pull off the same kind of comeback. But Dan, tell us how we got here.
Yeah, here's the scores right now for the Elk Mound Mounders. They're led by number 13, Allie Roeder. She has 16 points. Allie Roble has 8. Isabella Kongshog has 3. Ellie Shizik has 7. And Haley Meyer has 4. For the Vikings, they're led right now by number 34, Bryn Sikora. She has 7. Then we got Claire Hajdukovic with 2. Lyric Nichols has 2. Jordan Bovey has 2. And Kason Goodell has 1. 38-14, Elk Mound.
It's been a while since the Vikings have been held only 14 points in a half, and that shows pretty strong defense on the part of the Mounders, and the Vikings are going to have to figure out a way around that in half number 2.
Yeah, Colfax just has to, try to set some better screens. I think Elk Mound's kind of just keeping up with Colfax, and they're not getting any open looks.
So the Mounders will have the ball to start the second half. They're out on the floor. We're waiting for the Vikings. And here they come. Vikings have Bovey with 3 fouls. She's the only one in foul trouble for the Vikings. Mounders have the ball. They get it over to the right side to Roeder. Now they swing it back around to Shizik on the left. Behind the back dribble, out to the elbow, gets it back out high. Kongshog, out to Roeder. Down underneath, shot goes up, it won't go in, and rebound taken down by the Vikings.
Yeah, that was a big risk by the Vikings, but it turned out they left one girl open.
So Shipman has it on the left, gets it out to Hajdukovic at the top of the key, feeds it down into the lane to Sikora. She puts it up, it doesn't go. Rebound chased down in the corner by Roble, and now the Mounders come back down the floor. Roeder has it, takes it to the free throw line to Kongshog, and then out to Shizik on the left. Back over to the right side to Kongshog. She's at the right elbow. Feeds it over to Meyer. Ball got tipped away by Goodell, and down the floor she comes. Stops, spins, gets it back out to Sikora. Sikora looking to get it to Goodell. She overlays it, put it a little too hard off the glass. So the Mounders have it on the left side. Now they get it back over to the right to Roeder. Takes it into the lane, gets it back out to Kongshog, over to Shizik. Three-pointer on the way is no good. And the Vikings come away with it. Bovey with it. She steps back out into three-point land. Hajdukovic puts up the three off the front of the iron, no good. Shizik with it, and we want a timeout on the floor. Mounders want to talk it over, and we'll take one as well on NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
16-12 to go in the second half. Mounders called that timeout. Vikings were actually having the upper hand to start the second half. And Mounders want to nip that in the bud. They drive the ball down the left baseline. Now kick it back out high to Kongshog. Her three-pointer is an air ball and goes out of bounds. And it's going to be...
I think it was off Sierra. I think Sierra Shipman blocked it.
Mounders are going to get it. So Dan's eagle eyes say Sierra Shipman tipped the ball. Shizik has it, high, wide, and left. Takes it to the free throw line. Over to Roeder, back out to Shizik, to Kongshog. Kongshog at the top of the key, out to Shizik. Goodell looked to steal, but couldn't quite get there. To Roeder, drives into the lane, feeds it underneath to Robo. She put it up and good, and foul number 4 against Jordan Bovey.
Yeah, that's a good combination right now. Allie Roeder is getting the attention, which left Allie Roble open on the baseline.
You did that very well.
I had to do it slow.
Roble at the line for the +1, and she gets it.
Yeah, that's a big foul for Colfax. Bovey's got 4 now.
So Goodell across the timeline for the Vikings. Takes it between the circles, feeds it down into the left corner to Nichols. Nichols over to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic to Goodell, to Sikora. Sikora out to Goodell. To Sikora in the left corner. Out to Hajdukovic. She's at the top of the key. Drives it down the right side of the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good, gets her own rebound, tries to go up and got fouled. And that's going to be a foul on Allie Roeder. That's her third. Clara Hajdukovic to the line. First shot is up and good. And the second shot on the way. That's also good. And we have a substitute coming in for the Mounders. Checking in is Kendra Garnett. As Allie Roeder is going to take a seat. Mounders feed it over to the right side. Now they get it underneath to Meyer. She puts it up off the glass, no good. Rebound taken down by Hajdukovic. Hands it off to Goodell, who brings it through the center circle.
Yeah, let's see if the... We got a charge on Colfax.
And that's going to be second foul on the Vikings this half, and it's a foul on Shipman. It's her second personal.
Yeah, it was maybe a moving screen or something.
So Kongshog with it, takes it down to the left baseline, feeds it out to Shizik, then to Garnett, and the shot goes up, no good. And we have a whistle and a foul.
Should be on number 4.
That's going to be on Isabella Kongshog. It's her third.
Yeah, with Allie Roeder on the bench, Colfax has to make hay right now.
So Goodell with the ball. She comes across the timeline. Some token pressure by Shizik. Goodell feeds it out to Shipman. Two-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound taken down by Meyer. She feeds it over to Shizik, and she comes through the center circle. Over to the left side, that's Garnett. They get it back over to the right side. Shizik has it. Shizik takes it out between the circles. To Kongshog on the left, spins, takes it down the left side, back out to Roble, then to Garnett and to Shizik. Shizik between the circles. Feeds it over to Kongshog, three-pointer, she hit it.
She's got 6 points.
44-16, Mounders up on top. Case and Goodell on the dribble. She's between the circles. To Sikora. Sikora gets it back out to Shipman. To Sikora on the left side. She's out on the left wing. To Nichols at the top of the key. To Goodell on the right. Goodell feeds it to Sikora on the right side. She's double teamed. She's down in the right corner on the dribble. Feeds it into the lane to Shipman, cutting the lane, put it up and in.
Yeah, good patience by Colfax.
First 2 points for Sierra Shipman. Garnett with the ball. And she took a little extra hop step there. She put on the brakes. Allie Roeder checking back in. As well as Claire Roth for the Mounders. Goodell gets it over to Shipman. Shipman takes it to the free throw line, back out to Goodell. Goodell over to Sikora. To Nichols, over on the right side now to Goodell. To Shipman, three-pointer, off the iron, off the backboard, off the iron, and off. And down the floor come the Mounders, laying it up, and we have a whistle.
I think it's going to be a 24 for Colfax.
Lyric Nichols with the foul. It's her third team foul on the Vikings. And it's going to send Kendra Garnett to the line. First shot's off the front of the iron, no good. I think that's only the second missed free throw tonight for the Mounders. And that one's good. 45-18. Kaysen Goodell on the dribble. She takes it over to the right side, down to the baseline, gets it out to Sikora. Thought about the three, ball gets knocked loose, and it's out of bounds, Viking ball. And the Vikings decide they want to inbound it a little differently. So Sikora replaces Shipman. She gets it into Goodell. Goodell dribbles back out high, gets it over to Shipman. Just to the left of the top of the key, back out to Goodell. Goodell at the left elbow, spins, gets it out to Sikora. Sikora at the top of the key, feeds it over to the right side to Goodell. Goodell between the circles, over to Hajdukovic. Hajdukovic drives into the lane, lays it up, and that one goes in. It's going to count, and she drew the harm.
Yeah, good job by number 44 to get to the paint and get the and one.
Claire Roth is who the foul is on, and the free throw is up and good. That's the second foul on Roth.
Claire is 3 for 5 from the line tonight.
That's the third team foul on the Mounders. Mounders have the ball over on the left side. Roeder gets it back out high to Roble. They get it over to Shizik now on the right. Shizik drives to the free throw line to Garnett on the left. She brings it back around high to Roeder on the right. Feeds it down underneath, and it goes out of bounds. It was intended for Roth. 10:41 to go. And Goodell with the ball. She comes across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman. Shot goes up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by the Mounders. Shizik across the timeline. Feeds it over to the left side. That's Roeder, and the pass got intercepted by Goodell. She lays it up. It's off the bottom of the backboard. Kaysen Goodell's had a trouble with her layups tonight. Pass down underneath gets taken away by Sikora. Sikora across the timeline. She's on the right side. Feeds it over to Goodell. Goodell feeds to Sikora. She backs out, hands it off to Goodell. Goodell circles around at the free throw line, now down the left side of the lane. She puts it up off the bottom of the backboard again, but we're going to get a blocking foul this time. I believe it's on Ellie Shizik. It is. That'll be the fourth foul on the Mounders. Second foul on Shizik. Free throws up, and that one rattles around and won't go in. Adeline Acker coming in for the Vikings. Goodell with her second shot. It's on the way. That one's good. 45-22. 9:35 remaining. Mounders have it. They bring it over to the right side. Shizik has it. High, wide, and right. Feeds it over to the left side to Roeder. Then to Kongshog down the baseline. Hands it off to Meyer. Lays it off the glass and in.
Haley Meyer has 6 points.
Goodell on the dribble. Between the circles. Spins. Kicks it out to Shipman. Thought about the three. Drives down to the baseline. Now looking for somewhere to give it. Goodell can't get the layup to go. They feed it over to Roeder on the right side. She takes it into the lane. They get it out on the left side. Kongshog with it. Then to Roble. Puts up the three. No. And the rebound is by the Vikings. Sikora had it. Goodell between the circles. Feeds it to the right elbow to Sikora, back to Goodell. Goodell looked to drive, decided not to. Gets it back out to Acker, and then over to Shipman. To Sikora, to Goodell, to Acker on the right. Ball gets tipped away, and here comes Kongshog down the floor. Feeds it over to Roeder, and she puts it in. 49-22.
She's got 18 points.
And we have a timeout on the floor. 8 minutes exactly remaining. 49-22, Mounders leading the Vikings, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit dairystatebank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Back here in Colfax, Mounders lead the Vikings by 27. 49-22, 8 minutes remaining, and Kaysen Goodell with the ball for the Vikings across the timeline. They feed it over to the right side to Shipman. Shipman takes it to the top of the key to Goodell, puts up the three. She hit the three! Kaysen Goodell finally got something to drop. 7:41. Roeder with it. She's at the top of the key. Feeds it over to the left side. This is Kongshog with it at the top of the key. Ball got knocked loose, but picked up by Roeder, and now the ball gets knocked loose again. It went out of bounds off of Goodell. Pass comes in to Shizik. Shizik drives down to the left baseline, stops, gets it back out high to Roeder, to Kongshog on the right side, to Meyer out high, to Shizik, and then to Roeder, to Roble, to Kongshog, over to the right side to Shizik, down into the right corner to Kongshog. She drives around into the lane. We're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Should be a foul on number 30 for Colfax.
And it is Sierra Shipman with her third. Fourth team foul on the Vikings.
Yeah, Elk Mound's just quicker tonight. Like their Sierra just got burned a little bit and she had to take the foul.
Kendra Garnett checking back in for the Mounders, giving Roeder a break. Ball comes out to Roble. Roble at the top of the key. Then over to Garnett. Back out high. That's Kongshog to Shizik. Shizik between the circles. Takes it over to the left side. To Meyer. To Kongshog. To Garnett. Mounders not in any hurry. They get it back out to Roble. Roble down to the baseline, spins in the lane. Now looking for somewhere to go, gets it to Shizik. Shizik down to the baseline, cross-court pass, out, and a three for Kendra Garnett.
She has 4 points.
52-25, Mounders on top. Shipman has it, gets it over to Bovey. Down underneath the Shipman, lays it up, it won't go in. Rebound being battled for, coming away with it is Allie Roble. And she gets it to Garnett. Garnett through the center C. Or that was Shizik through the center C. Now they've got it over on the left side. Kongshog with a three-pointer, rims around and out. Sikora with the rebound. Down the floor comes Sikora. She takes it down to the baseline, puts it up, puts it in.
Yeah, good move there by Bryn Sikora. Make it to the baseline.
That's 9 points for Bryn Sikora. Mounders have it over on the right side. That's Meyer with it at the top of the key. Hands it off to Shizik to the free throw line. Now backs out high, wide, and right. Takes it down to the baseline. Lays it up. It got blocked, but we're going to get a foul. I think it's on Kason Goodell. Nope. I was wrong. It's on Bryn Sikora.
It's her third.
They were both right there.
Yeah.
Third foul on Sikora. Shizik's first shot is good.
Shizik just beat both girls and drew the foul.
Meyer takes a seat. Into the game is Claire Roth for the Mounders. Shizik's second shot is also good. 54-27. Vikings come back down the floor. Goodell on the dribble. They feed it over to Sikora, to Hajdukovic, lays it up, no basket. We're going to get a foul on the floor. And the foul is going to be on Kendra Garnett. It's her first. 5th team foul on the Mounders. Team fouls are even at 5 each. Goodell feeds it in a little bit too high for Bovey, and the Mounders come away with it. Shizik has the ball. Gets it over to the right side to Garnett. Then to Roth. Then over to Kongshog. To Shizik. Shizik drives to the free throw line. Pass gets blocked, but the Mounders grab it. Loose ball. We're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Well, it's going to be a number 4 for
Kason Goodell. That's her 4th. 6th team foul on the Vikings. So the Mounders will be in the bonus after they inbound the ball. So Shizik has it in the left corner. Gets it back out high to Roble. Now they have it to Garnett, to Roth, over to Kongshog on the left side. Back out high to Roble. Now they're swinging it back around. Shizik has it on the right, takes it to the top of the key. Feeds it down to the left side to Kongshog. Drives the left baseline. Feeds it underneath to Roth, who puts it up. It won't go in. Rebound tipped around. Mounders come away with it. Garnett puts up the 3, and it crawls over the top of the backboard. It's out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball.
What do we got, a foul?
Yeah, we have a foul.
Oh, it's on Elk Mound. Huh. I'm not sure what that was.
Allie Roble, 3rd personal, 6th team foul. So now both teams will be in the bonus. Goodell brings it across the timeline. 3:53 to go. Shipman has it. They get it to Hajdukovic. Claire feeds it underneath to Bovey, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, good play there by Colfax. Found their way inside.
Ball comes over to the near side to Garnett, then to Roth. Pass out high for Shizik. Almost got intercepted that time by Goodell. Shizik on the dribble between the circles. Then to Kongshog, and then to Roble. Roble is at the top of the key. Gets it over to Garnett. Then to Kongshog, out to Shizik. Shizik feeds it over to the near side. Now Roth has it. Then to Garnett on the right to Shizik. She's on the right wing. Back out high to Roth.
Yeah, well, can run a little clock here.
That's what they're doing. Shizik with the ball, gets it over to the left side. And Kongshog puts up the 3. 57-29, and we have a timeout on the floor with 2:44 to go. You're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Back here at Colfax High School, the Viking fans are pretty quiet right now, and the Mounder fans are pretty boisterous.
Yeah, this is why you can see that Elk Mound is 9-0 so far. They're a little quicker. They got a step on every team in this conference.
A lot of long faces over on the Viking bench. Shipman puts up a three. She hit the three!
Sierra Shipman's still playing.
Sierra Shipman with 5 points on the night. 57-32, Mounders on top. They get it over to the right side. That's Sarar. She gets it out high to Shizik. She takes it to the top of the key. Then over to Sarar and then down to Garnett. Back around over to the right side. Roth has it now. Over to Sarar. Feeds it to Shizik. Shizik drives around to the left side, down underneath to Roth. She puts it up and in.
That good play by Elk Mound there, and Roth gets left open.
Minute 40 and less to go in this one. Shipman out to Sikora, three-pointer no good. Rebound taken down by Claire Roth. Shizik brings it across the timeline. And we're going to have a player substitution timeout. Taylor Freneck is in there for the Mounders, as well as Lofton Awe. And coming in for the Vikings, Adeline Acker.
Number 24.
And Lyric Nichols and Layla Hurlbert. The ball comes in to Sarar, and they get it over to Freneck. They take the ball to the top of the key. Freneck has it on the right side. Then they get it out to Ellie Besko, and then over to the baseline. Now they get it back out high. Sarar with it on the right side. Drives down the baseline, feeds it underneath. Shot goes up and in. That's by Lofton Awe. Under a minute to go, 61-32. Vikings coming up on the short end tonight. Shot goes up, no good. Shipman finally gets the loose change back and puts it up and in, and we're going to get a substitution timeout. Coming in for the Mounders is Abby Wolf.
7 points for Sierra Shipman tonight so far.
Also coming in for the Vikings is Alexa Wiedner, as well as Sophie Huziga. Alexa Wiedner and Sophie Huziga check in for the Vikings. Mounders have it, under 30 seconds. Sarar has it. They get it back out to Besko. Then over to the left side. That was Wolf. Now they feed it back over to the left side. Wolf has it. Back out high to Freneck. To Sarar, drives down the right baseline. Feeds it out. Then they try a three, and it's good. Taylor Freneck got the three, and that's going to do it. Final score, the Elk Mound Mounders 64 and the Colfax Vikings 34. And we will have all the details of this one coming up right after this timeout, as you're tuned to Viking basketball on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
NLWN-TV is once again excited to be your host for Colfax High School Girls Basketball throughout the 2024 through 2025 season. Our next Viking Girls game will be on Monday, February 3rd, when the Vikings travel to River Falls High School to take on the River Falls Wildcats. Coverage begins with Viking Pregame at 6:40 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on Monday, February 3rd on NLWN-TV.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jaina passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jaina Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Time now for Viking Postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking Postgame.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, where the Vikings came up on the short end of a 64-34 score to the Elk Mound Mounders in what is the final Dunn-St. Croix Conference Viking Mounders conference game, as next year the Mounders will go to a different conference. That's on the girls' side. The boys still have a game here against the Mounders. That'll be a conference game this year. But they're also moving the crowd out of the gym as quickly as they can because they have a pretty big concert. The Honors concert, or choir and band, is doing their performance tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 here at Colfax High School. And so they have to do some setting up here. But it shouldn't affect what we're doing up here. And we're hoping that one of the Viking coaches will come up and talk with us. And while we wait for that to happen, Dan, why don't you give us the totals that got us to that 64-34 score?
Yeah, here's the scores tonight for the Elk Mound Mounders. They were led by number 13, Allie Roeder. She had 18 points. We had Taylor Fournette with 3. We had Allie Roble with 11. Kendrick Garnett had 4. We had Isabel Kongshad with 9. Ellie Shizik had 9. We had Claire Roth with 2. Lofton Awe with 2. And Haley Meyer had 6. For the Vikings, they're led tonight by number 34, Bryn Sikor. She had 9 points. Claire Hajdukovic had 7. We had Sarah Shipman with 7. We had Kason Goodell with 5. We had Jordan Bovey with 4. And Lyric Nichols had 2. 64-32. Elk Mound gets the win.
Yeah, and it wasn't that the Vikings played such bad defense, although it did appear as though they got kind of tired late in the game. And but they couldn't buy a shot. And the Mounders couldn't miss a free throw. How many free throws did the Mounders end up with? Go ahead and total those up real quick.
In the first half, they had 16. They went 15 for 16 from the line. And in the second half, they went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they went 4 for 5 in the second half. So yeah, that was one of the things.
So 19 for 21 on the game.
Elk Mound was just that much quicker. You know, they got that first step, and Colfax had to turn and they had to grab, and that just got Elk Mound to the line there in the first half. And yeah, when you score 15 points on the line, that's you're gonna be happy about that.
And unless you're on the receiving end like the Vikings are, and
right.
They're not too happy about it. So we are waiting to see if we get one of the coaches tonight, and I'm not sure if we're going to or not. I'm sure they have a lot of things to talk about in the locker room with the girls. Try to keep the chins up and so on. And
that's Elk Mound's. They're a good team,
There is a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason that they're now 10-0 in the Dunn-St. Croix Conference.
On offense, they make you kind of fall asleep, and all of a sudden, boom, they get a first step, and now you got to follow them. And they played great defense all night. They played tight on Colfax, and there just wasn't much to look at.
Well, it looks like we're going to have Viking coach Courtney Serrar going to join us tonight, and she's working her way over. And, Coach, that's a tough one.
Yeah, Elk Mound, they're a really good team. We had some things not go the way we wanted, I think, first half. We got into quite a bit of foul trouble, and they were making everything, and we weren't making anything, and it's just a recipe for disaster when you play a good team. But second half, I thought, we made some adjustments and did a better job. When you're down in the trenches and things aren't going good, I thought we hung our heads a little bit too much in the first half. So, but they responded well. Second half, I was really proud of the way some of my kids played. I thought Clara did some really nice things. She really hustled and tried hard. Bryn always tries her butts off. We just needed to make a few more shots. So.
Sierra was out there working hard, scored some points late in the game that although they really didn't have much of an impact on the final score, you could tell she was out there still working.
Oh yeah, Sierra was trying hard for sure. She had a couple shots right there that I wanted her to make. We missed a couple layups that would have turned the tables, I think. So learn from it.
That's really what you can do from this. Learn what it's going to take and then go on and make it happen. Big game coming on Monday for a non-conference game. What do you know about the River Falls Wildcats, aside from the fact that they're 2 divisions above you?
Yeah, honestly, I have not had a chance to really dive into a ton of film. So, based on what I've seen, I think, we're going to have our work cut out for us again, for sure. Anytime you play a school that's bigger than you, they don't want to lose to a smaller school. So, otherwise I was impressed, with some of the things that I saw on their film. So they have a lot of good young kids in their program. So.
And when I looked at their numbers on paper, and of course, like I even said in the broadcast earlier tonight, you don't play the game on paper, you play it on the floor. But it sure looks like you have a pretty good shot at matching up well with them.
Yeah, like I said, I think they've battled some injuries. They've battled, they lost a couple good kids to graduation. So I think they're figuring things out over there. But anyways, I'm excited to, get back into the swing of things. And next week's a busy week. So we just want to try to come out with a few wins. So.
Well, Coach Serrar, thank you for joining us after the game, and I know that wasn't easy, and we'll have more Viking postgame coming up right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
NLWN-2 is once again excited to be your host for Colfax High School boys basketball throughout the 2024 through 2025 season.
This is what we came in for!
Our next game will be on Tuesday, February 4th, when the Vikings play host to the Spring Valley Cardinals. This will be part 2 of a girls then boys doubleheader. Coverage begins with Viking pregame shortly following the Viking girls game with Elmwood Plum City. That's live Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on Tuesday, February 4th on NLWN-2 and NLWN-TV.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. I want to remind you about the award that was presented right before the game start for Bella Kongshog, part of the Elk Mound Colfax golf team, who is a two-time state champion, and she'll be coming back for her senior year and has done proud. She got her name revealed on the individual champions banner. And so that was kind of a nice thing tonight. Your final thoughts on this game tonight, Dan?
You know, we saw this with the boys a while ago. I can't remember what game they played, and they just got kind of bombed out. Maybe it was by Durand. And, you know, these are the games you just kind of put in the back because it was going to be a tough game, and you just got to get ready for the next one.
And that's about all you can do. And that means that for the girls, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you just join us on Monday right here on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. The Vikings are going to travel over to River Falls, Wisconsin to take on the River Falls Wildcats in a non-conference matchup. Wildcats are a Division II team. Vikings are Division IV. That presents quite the challenge in its own right for the Vikings. Coverage is going to begin on NLWN-TV with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play. Also join us on Tuesday here on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2 as we bring you a girls then boys doubleheader. The girls will be playing the Elmwood Plum City Wolves in the first game, and then in the second game, the boys will be hosting the Spring Valley Cardinals. Both of those are Dunn-St. Croix contests. Like I said, this is it's two parts to a girls then boys doubleheader, and the boys are going to follow the girls game about 20 minutes after the girls game ends. The Dunn-St. Croix Conference champion Viking dance team is currently down in La Crosse competing at the state dance team meet down in La Crosse at the La Crosse Center. And as we mentioned just a few minutes ago, the Dunn-St. Croix Honors Choir and Band performance is being held here in Colfax tomorrow at 1:30. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who've been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality, personalized care for you and your family. C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley. And Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Basketball on NLWN-TV. So for Dan Petchow, doing all of our color commentary and keeping the numbers for us, and Chris Olson on the camera. This is Rick Olson. That final score once again, the Elk Mound Mounders 64, Vikings 34. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on NLWN-TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.